is coming on for Tyrese Dolan. So both he and Kike Garcia on the pitch. In theory, two big centre forwards for Espanyol. I think we will see Roberto play a little bit out wide, not necessarily as a winger, but maybe as a starting position.
Discussion there between Lewandowski and Hansi Flick.
Lamine Yamal out for the second half, Pedri out for the second half. No question of resting these players for Tuesday yet. We're underway in the second half. One more goal for Barcelona would kill the contest, you feel. And there's an awkward fall there for Ferran. He's back on his feet.
Yeah, just a slight touch on the bank, wasn't there? Nothing untoward, nothing too heavy, nothing too drastic for Ferran Torres.
Here's Pedri. Gets it back from Ferran, out to Balde. Ball cross from Alejandro Balde. We did mention in the first half that Barcelona have only let in 8 goals at home in 15 games this season. They're the only team in single figures for goals conceded at home this season. It has been difficult to score here for opponents, and Espanyol need at least 2 to get something out of this Catalan derby.
That's the point we tried to make when you're watching La Liga regularly and watching Barcelona regularly.
Cabrera getting himself into potentially some trouble. Dimitrovic to the rescue.
It's easy to be critical of this high defensive line of Barcelona, but their defensive record is good, and at home they average just over 3 goals a game. So it's a style that Hansi Flick employed immediately at Barcelona. He's done it in his other jobs, but the identity he got into Barcelona immediately in his first season was instant. Hugely impressive to do that.
Ngonge dwelling on the ball there, dispossessed by Pedri, who tries to get it back. He does, and progresses forward. Looks for Ferran, finds him. Out to Lamine Yamal. And still Lamine, and still Lamine, and it's deflected a couple of times. And in the end, a corner.
I was watching Marko Dimitrovic there, the goalkeeper. He was going right, he was going left, he was going right, he was going left, because he was not sure if there was a shot coming in, if there was a cross coming in. Then there's a couple of deflections. The players are charging into Lamine Yamal.
It looks like he tries to push him over. Doesn't get
completely.
Doesn't get near him. Here is Lamine again with the right foot, but gathered by Dimitrovic. Looking for the run of Romero down this right-hand side. The pass was a poor one because Roberto would have been through. Speaking about that high line for Barcelona, also doesn't necessarily get mentioned how many goals they score as a result of winning possession high up the pitch because of that high line. It's a whole way of playing. It's not just about how they defend.
It's an identity they immediately instilled into the team. They bought into it. I mean, Xavi had success at Barcelona, but he never played this type of football. Hansi Flick from day one came in, and the players believe in it. They bought into it straight away. We see so many managers go into jobs where they want to try and get across their identity. They don't manage to get the results while they're trying to do that, and they lose their jobs. So it's quite rare to see a manager go in and immediately stamp his authority onto things in his own way, and they're not going to change.
Casador has gone into the book. He's the 3rd Barcelona player with a yellow card.
He throws an arm out there, doesn't he? Kind of using it as lever to jump, isn't he? But you're asking for trouble if you do catch your opponent.
It's flicked on. And the flag has stayed down, and now it's gone up.
What was
Kike
that?
Garcia
What kind of
denied
defense is that?
by the woodwork and the offside flag. And he was quite clearly offside.
Yeah, I think he knows, and
Yeah.
he just has a shot for the fun of it, to be honest. He's been in that position thousands of times during his career and knows when it's close and when it's not.
Here is Carlos Romero. He's got Pedri for company. Nobody else really, but he manages to find a teammate. Here is Lozano, who's dispossessed. He's trying to play the ball on the floor. And now there's a chance for Barcelona to come forward. Ferran charging and playing a
Pass was too much.
heavy pass
Come
to
on,
Lamine
bro.
Yamal.
Yeah, that's poor.
Perhaps needed to be the other way round. Lamine
Yeah.
playing the pass to
Yeah.
Ferran.
I mean, Ferran should be able to accomplish that pass.
Yes.
And it was the first time we've seen Espanyol open up. They had 7 players in attacking positions. That last attack they had was the first time I've seen 4 players in the penalty area other than the set piece. So the 2 strikers are up there now. They can look to try and get forward. They have to try and open the game up, which is a risk, but it's a risk that they have to take.
That's good.
We saw Carlos Romero getting involved, and if he can get involved in the Espanyol attacks, that's a good sign for them. Good strength from Roberto Fernandez out to Romero. Calero switching it nicely out to Ngonge.
Come on there.
Still Ngonge. Ran into Gavi. And no foul's going to be given there.
Yeah, I think Ngonge was unlucky there. The ball's not within playing distance when he does get caught by Gavi. He wasn't in control of the ball.
Here is Pedri.
It's a midfield trio now for Espanyol. Ngonge, Polizano and Urco. Exposito is still playing in the number 10 role, but there are 2 strikers ahead of him now.
Ball in from Lamine, cleared.
44. Labi
Carlos Romero
Aispa.
feels like he was fouled. The referee disagrees. And that is a huge interception from Calero. Roberto Fernandez doing well to hold the ball up. Here's Kike Garcia. And they're looking for Ngonge with that pass. They don't find him then, or then. Gavi in the right place to make the block.
Nicely done, Ferran.
Much more of an attacking idea from Espanyol at the start of this second half. How long will it last, and will it cost them?
They've got nothing to lose now, have they? It's they have to somehow try and get the next goal in the game.
Here is Fermin out to Balde.
That's a yellow card, bro.
Gavi upended by Calero.
Yeah, 2 centre-backs for Espanyol have done reasonably well, considering they're 2-0 down. Cavero and Leandro Cabrera. Quite forthright players. Don't mind putting their foot in. Good positional play, know when to drop off, know when to push up. Minimal over the set piece. Fermin Lopez.
It is Lamine. And it's a terrific header. And the offside flag is up.
Oh,
Now, I think it's up for Ferran. But let's see.
nice goal.
Yeah, it's going to have to be
Oh,
checked, isn't it? And pretty quickly. Is it Eric Garcia? Is it Ferran Torres? Is it neither of them?
The flag went up immediately. We'll have a little look here.
just Eric Garcia. I believe Ferran Torres isn't. That's the question, isn't it? Eric Garcia, he's just gone a touch too early. Poor marking, I have to say, from Espanyol. Again, very poor marking, which cost them from the set piece that led to the first goal.
Well, let's see, because it actually looked, well, it looked close. It looked very, very close.
If you say go, give it a go. Let's be done with it.
Ferran.
Come on, boy. Ferran hat-trick. Ferran hat-trick coming. Ferran hat-trick coming. No, it's not a goal.
But it is Eric Garcia, so it was looked at clearly, and no goal given. Again, Barcelona looking really dangerous from set pieces. It's a long ball forward, which is cleared by Eric Garcia.
That's what Espanyol are going to do now. They've not got the confidence and ability at the moment to play their way through and construct attacks that last for 15, 20 passes.
Well, the loose ball is tucked home sensationally by Paul Lozano.
That was wrong.
What a magnificent strike that is. Out of nothing, Espanyol back in the derby. It's a glorious hit from Espanyol's number 10, and Barcelona look understandably frustrated.
Yep, they lose concentration. They thought they may have got the third goal of the game, which would have closed the game out. Then they switch off.
Look,
it's poor defending in the centre of defence. Eric Garcia is slipping and sliding and throwing himself at everything. But when the ball breaks, kindly for Paul Lozano, a player like most of the Espanyol players who was outstanding in the first half of the season. And that's an outstanding finish to beat Jean Garcia from that range, from that angle, with that technique. Fantastic strike.
Super goal for Espanyol. It's Paul Lozano's second of the season. And it is a reward for Espanyol at the start of this second half. They have been much more adventurous and attacking, playing on the front foot, and they've got themselves back in a game which it looked like they were destined to lose. Here is Pedri. Balde. Do the nerves creep in now for Barcelona? They shouldn't.
But certainly the game does get a bit more serious now, doesn't it?
Yes. Casado almost turning into trouble. Feels like Roberto Fernandez has had an impact since coming on.
And they're more direct now when they get the ball. Espanyol, why wouldn't they be? They've got two big, strong, powerful strikers up there. There we go. Try and pick up the knockdowns in midfield. Play the type of game that Barcelona don't want to be participating in. Just a few days before they play Atletico Madrid, they don't want that hustle and bustle in midfield. They don't want to be chasing lost causes, chasing knockdowns.
Long ball forward. Here's Exposito into the box. Out-muscled by Cubarsí. Barcelona undone by a long ball. As Pedri gets past Lozano. Lozano goes into the book.
Yeah, there was the initial shirt pull was the reason, wasn't it? That's always going to collect you a yellow card. Eventually he does, because he pulls the shirt back, and Pedri does get close enough to make the challenge. But the only reason he got there was because he pulled Pedri's shirt to start with and disrupted his stride pattern.
Here is Ferran. Nicely done. Ferran Torres.
That's something.
Out to Lamine. Here's Fermin. Runs into Cabrera. Clears only as far as Casado. Now Lamine Yamal digs out the shot. Unconvincing from Dimitrovic, who parries it away.
Boy, try something different.
Here's Cubarsí. Lamine dinking it in. Out comes Dimitrovic again, and again doesn't convince entirely, although Gavi might have been at fault.
And normally so dependable, isn't he, Marko Dimitrovic? And Gavi doesn't put on much of a challenge there. That was unconvincing as well. Didn't really have the power to trouble him, and should have been a catch that he should have dealt with comfortably.
Roberto does well to hold the ball up again. Ngonge with the ball over the top. It looks like Exposito has gone early. Joan Garcia finding Pedri, who finds Araujo.
Come on, boy. Do it nicely.
There's Lamine. Pedri. Looking for Gavi, but only finding Dimitrovic. Back come Espanyol now, looking to come forward. Here's Ngonge. Urco.
End to end now, isn't
Yes.
it? The first half it was all down one end of the playing surface. Now it is end to end, and Espanyol getting there by being direct.
Here is Ngonge. And still Ngonge. Pedri had to come across and prevent his progress. El Hilali is bundled over by Ferran. Legally, says the referee, and Ferran can come forward with Fermin up ahead of him. Here's Fermin Lopez. Brings Ronald Araujo into play. And it's in towards Fermin. It's Calero. He gets something on it. It's behind for a corner.
Shoulder to shoulder from Ferran Torres, and ends up with a delightful cross from Ronald Araujo to the far post. I mean, it doesn't look like the header is goal bound, certainly back across the goal. Espanyol working. The difference now is Espanyol are working, and they want to work so much harder. The first half they were all back behind the ball, all in the defensive half. In the second half they're up and down the pitch. They got players back behind the ball there when Barcelona had a counter-attack.
Corner cleared. Balde under pressure from Roberto. We spoke about him being able to repeat these high-intensity sprints, closing people down, making a nuisance of himself. Maybe not technically as gifted as some other players, but that physical aspect of his game makes him very useful for Espanyol.
Yeah, you just want those two traditional strikers that have got on the pitch now to do exactly what they're good at doing. But the midfield players are now working hard, and they're not just having to stand back in their own half, allow Barcelona possession. This is a much better way of playing for Espanyol, one that they probably didn't have the confidence to play with at the start, but forced into action at half-time.
Lamine looking for the run off Ferran, who pulls it back for Fermin. Well, it was Calero who got there ahead of him. Here is Lamine. Lamine trying to go round Cabrera, and his insistence wins a corner.
Yeah, does he just get that last touch, doesn't he, just to knock it back onto the field of play? There we see the VAR offside decision against Eric Garcia.
It looks very close.
Yeah.
From that brief glimpse we saw. Now, 2 assists already for Lamine Yamal this afternoon. Whipped in towards Dimitrovic, who punches it away. Ruben Sanchez is preparing to come on for Espanyol. Now, in theory, he's a right-back, Ruben Sanchez. Let's see if he's coming on for El Hilali, as we see the offside.
How is this an offside?
Well, the shoulder is, in theory, offside.
Something must have been done.
Yes.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
What?
A double change for Barcelona as well. João Cancelo is coming on. Off goes Gavi. Home fans delighted to see him. Rashford is on. Getting confirmation of those changes. So Ruben Sanchez, as we said, he is a fullback who can play further forward, so they've got a double fullback down that right-hand side. Cancelo is on now for Balde too. I was wondering if El Hilali might be going off because of his yellow card. And he is still on the pitch.
And Gavi and Balde, after returning from different injuries. Good hour in from them from Hansi Flick.
Fermin with the pass, cut out by Cabrera. Here's Carlos Romero. Urco. Ball over the top looking for Ruben Sanchez. Cancelo winning the header that he had to. Last week, of course, Barcelona came from behind to beat Atletico Madrid in La Liga at the Metropolitano. It was a really significant victory for their title push. Here is Marcus Rashford. And Rashford is through, and still Rashford, and still Rashford, and somehow he has failed to re-establish Barcelona's 2-goal lead.
Rashford!
And he is wondering how he has missed that.
It's a lovely run from deep. He beats the offside trap. The initial thought there for me was lob the goalkeeper, just to float it over the goalkeeper on the bounce.
What?
Eventually loses composure, and the goalkeeper was down, the defender was down. It should have been a straightforward pass into an open goal. Just panicked after that initial instinctive, I haven't finished it, what shall I do now? And then it was a tame attempt at the end.
What?
3/4 of the way through this game. And Espanyol are still in it.
Very much so.
Didn't look like it was going to be this scenario after Ferran scored the second on 23 minutes. There is a foul from Fermin. Lozano gets to his feet.
The weight of play in the first half, it probably should have been 3-0 by half-time and game over. But it wasn't. As I said, Espanyol had to dig in and hang on in there and come up with another plan. They've done that, and they're very much back in this game now.
Exposito with the ball in. Cabrera is there. Exposito chasing it. Lozano gets on the ball. Here is Edu Exposito. Really good challenge from Eric Garcia. And it's a corner for Espanyol.
Fair play to Espanyol. Their heads didn't go down when they conceded early. Didn't go down when they conceded the second. They've come out full of spirit in the second half. Remember, this is a team that haven't won in 13 games. They haven't won in 2026. And they're now going toe-to-toe and putting Barcelona under genuine pressure.
In towards Roberto. Someone calls for a handball tentatively. It's gathered by Joan Garcia. The only handball there is from the goalkeeper.
Yep, and I'm sure it actually comes off of, I think it's a Barcelona player in the end that it deflects towards the goal.
Yeah, 2 more changes being prepared for Espanyol as Joan Cancelo comes forward.
Rashford, move.
There's still Cancelo. It's an extraordinary run, which almost ends in a fabulous goal for João Cancelo. The shot was struck with power, but too close to the goalkeeper. Is Roberto Fernandez doing well to shrug off Eric Garcia. Is Romero, back to Roberto. Kike will chase this. It's Marcus Rashford who is the last man back for Barcelona. Looks like Peramia is coming on for Espanyol. And Ramon Terrats as well, so players to freshen up the attack. It's Casado. Araujo.
Oh boy.
Pedri looking for Fermin, but that's well read from Dimitrovic as we tick into the final 20 minutes of this game.
Barcelona probably need Frankie de Jong in this situation if he's fit and able. 20 minutes, Barcelona to try and keep possession, control the game a bit better. It's too open, too frantic, too chaotic at the moment.
Off goes Quique Garcia. Here is Peramia. And Edu Exposito being replaced by Ramon Terrats. Peramia is more of a wide player, so let's see if Roberto is more of the focus of the attack. Here is Peramia. And immediately wins a free kick. Javi Puado, long-term injury. Espanyol's talisman, unable to play a part in this Catalan derby for the majority of the season as well. They've missed him. And Espanyol again with a free kick in a decent position. Exposito is off the pitch, so Terrats will float this in towards Cabrera, who wins the header. Calero is there too. The two centre-backs combining for Espanyol.
That's the three, isn't it? The two centre-backs and Roberto Fernandez. And then we see Paul Lozano wrapping his foot around. Wonderful technique, wonderful skill. Gonzalez recognised that he's changed in tactics at half-time. Paid off within 10 minutes of the break. Since then, it's been a really competitive match. Barcelona can't finish this game off. They can't put Espanyol away just yet. Espanyol still have hope of salvaging at least a point out of this match.
That could be a yellow card. What?
Pick what you like. Which one's a foul there? Is it the push, the pull of the shirt?
Well, a yellow card hasn't been shown. I think that's what the home fans were particularly displeased about. He's Pedri charging into space. Still Pedri. And he's gone down. Looks imploringly at the referee, but doesn't look like anything's going to be given there. Omar El Hilali covering.
Yeah, no foul there at all, is there? It's you're allowed to go shoulder to shoulder. A little appeal from Pedri. It wasn't a convincing appeal either.
Off goes Ferran. Here comes Dani Olmo. We saw him play false nine last week against Atletico Madrid in the league, Dani Olmo. And it is Olmo through the middle and Rashford on the left. Chance for a shot, it falls to Ruben Sanchez. Didn't take a deflection, but again, Espanyol get into a position for a shot from inside the Barcelona penalty area.
Yeah, lost control now, Barcelona, haven't they, of this match? It literally could, the next goal could go either way in this game. One sub left from, one change left for Hansi Flick.
All given away. Recovered, pumped forward. Hilali tries to control, Rashford picks it up. It's with Olmo. There's Pedri, who says, let's just calm things down a little bit here.
Their priority for Barcelona now is not conceding. I know it sounds daft, but it doesn't appear that. They're still going all out to get the third goal, take the game away from Espanyol, but there are players in the team that should be their main focus, main priority is making sure we're solid at the back. Make sure Mark Casado making sure that he's defensive, his midfield defensive players don't give away cheap possession. But it's not Barcelona, is it? It's João Cancelo's now playing left wing.
Rashford drives it across. No one was attacking that ball from Marcus Rashford.
Driven with a touch too much power, wasn't it, from Marcus Rashford? And there we see the slide tackle from Pel Kubasi.
I have to say, this is a commitment from Hansi Flick to winning this game. He's not thinking about the Champions League, because if he was, Pedri and Lamine Yamal wouldn't still be out on the pitch.
I think he was certainly hoping that there was going to be a possibility 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the second half. But for Espanyol getting the goal back, this was where the commitment has to be in this match.
Ruben Sanchez chasing. And that run forward has brought a corner. Pau Kubasi on his 80th La Liga appearance, making that clearance. So Ramon Terrats to take this corner. The referee somewhat unnecessarily telling the players that I'm watching you. Should go without saying. Loads of players in the 6-yard box. It's in from Terrats. He managed to find the head of Calero. Couldn't get it goalwards.
Yeah, difficult for him under that pressure. It's Espanyol applying the pressure, of course. But difficult under this pressure to actually get off the ground, isn't it? It's marked heavily. Good defending from Barcelona in the circumstances.
Before today, 25% of Espanyol's goals had been scored by defenders, which is by far and away the highest percentage in La Liga of any team. Here is Cancelo. Let's see.
Is a handball?
When Espanyol will make their final change. Charles Pickle coming on. Lamine.
You shoot. Stop dribble. Shoot.
Dispossessed by Urco.
Continue. What are you doing?
Moves it forward. Roberto's not going to chase that.
Yeah, I think Pickle will come on to freshen up either Urco or Polizano in the midfield area. Manolo Gonzalez may as well make the last change.
João Garcia finding Kubarsi. That is the story of the game in terms of the goals.
You can feel the tension in the stadium now, can't you? I don't see it in the players. They're still playing freely, they're expressing themselves, they're a little bit complacent at times when they give the ball away, when there's no need to.
Lamine floats a pass, looking for Rashford. Out comes Dimitrovic.
Awesome! Nicely done.
Here's El Hilali. Rashford doing his defensive duties, but Ruben Sanchez coming forward. Cancelo dispossessing Sanchez. The referee was right in front of that challenge. Espanyol have one possession back, and it might fall to Paul Lozano here, and Roberto's in the middle. unable to connect with the ball. He connected with Jean.
Well, there's two examples there. Lamine Yamal gives the ball away on a diagonal pass that goes straight through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Cancelo does really well to win it back, but then he gives the ball away. And that's what causing Barcelona problems. It's untidy play. As I said, they're going all out to get the third goal of the game. Cancelo is one of the most experienced players on the pitch for Barcelona now. He does the right thing and then does the wrong thing all in the space of seconds.
As you suggested, Paul Lozano going off, the goal scorer. What a goal it was too. The final 10 minutes of this derby.
And it's a very, very important 10 minutes for both teams, of course, but in terms of the destiny of the league title, Barcelona have been given a massive opportunity, put themselves in a glorious position at half-time.
I mean, even if they were to lose today, they would still be 6 points ahead of Real Madrid.
Yeah, but they've been gifted an opportunity to stretch their lead with Real Madrid losing to Mallorca last week, drawing at home to Girona this week. You can't waste those opportunities. It's Real Madrid we're talking about. Any hint of a comeback, any chance of a comeback, they'll seize it.
It's cleared only as far as Pico, who is Ruben Sanchez, looking to take on Cancelo, winning a corner.
Again, it's going to be the two centre-backs. It's going to be Roberto Fernandes. It's going to be Urco, who's put himself in amongst the goalkeeper, Joan Garcia.
They were looking for Cabrera, who gets a shot away which is blocked. Terrats. And the loose ball might fall to Casado. He flicks it to Lamine. Brave from El Hilali. And here's Peramilla. Well, Barcelona are on the back foot here. Espanyol pushing for the equaliser. Ramon Terrats, who was an Espanyol season ticket holder as a boy. Member since the day he was born. Taking this Espanyol corner. Not as many players in the 6-yard box. From Terrats towards Calero, headed away by Araujo. Now is the counter on. It's blocked by Pickle. Now Olmo is brought down. And I think the yellow card will be taken by Calero.
They're making real hard work of it, Barcelona, aren't they? Showing a bit of naivety in this match. Even now, they're still showing that, which is understandable when you look at some of the ages of some of the players. Lamine Yamal, for example, we marvel about the touches, the flicks, the turns, but he's been guilty of giving away possession 3 or 4 times in the last 10 minutes. And I think this is exactly what's needed.
Off goes Fermin Lopez, on comes Frenkie de Jong to try and help Barcelona see out this victory. A warm reception for Fermin Lopez as he goes off. He's a firm fan's favourite here. And there will also be a big reception for Frenkie de Jong. First appearance since the 22nd of February for Frenkie de Jong, who's had a persistent hamstring problem. He's getting a few minutes at the end of this game now.
Well, he's playing slightly ahead of Casado and Pedri.
Has he kept it in? No.
That's what's needed from a player. Let's see if Frenkie de Jong does that. Just keep possession, keep the ball, keep it nice and simple. Make sure players retain their positions, with and without possession of the ball.
Beautiful skill from Lamine, charging down the right wing, cutting inside, going past
Nicely
Cabrera.
done.
Lamine into the penalty
Finish.
area. Still Lamine Yamal, he's got to finish it.
Oh,
And he's blocked by Romero. Still Lamine. Well, he did so much work there, Lamine Yamal, to get into that shooting position, only for the shot to be blocked.
Everything was wrong, nicely.
Look where he starts.
Yeah, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And it's, as I say, it's the body swerves, those last second, split-second touches of the ball when the defender thinks, I've got this. No, you haven't. Touching it through defenders' legs, left, right and centre. But again, Barcelona don't get the third goal. They don't kill the game off. They live in hope. And there's plenty of it in this Espanyol team. Been really impressed with them today. Difficult first half.
But the first half wasn't terrible for them.
No, it wasn't. I mean, the first goal they conceded from a set piece, they'd be really angry with themselves that they did that. But they managed to stay in the game until the half-time break. They've improved in the second half, a change of tactics. And with 4.5 minutes plus added on time, there's every threat that they can get an equaliser.
Here is Carlos Romero. Now comes Joan Garcia. It's a good, confident claim from Joan Garcia, just what was needed. Pedri to Cancelo. Cazador. And now Olmo. Cancelo. Again, Pedri just, I think, telling his teammates, calm things down.
Yeah, I think he was telling Dani Olmo as well to keep the ball, but pass it forward.
Yeah.
As soon as you go back, it slowed down. It allowed the Espanyol players to get back behind the ball.
Cazador with the pass out, and he's found Lamine, who is through on goal to win the Catalan derby for Barcelona. Lamine finishes it, and that is that for Barca. They have been made to work hard by Espanyol in the second half. Marko Dimitrovic came way out of his goal.
Nicely done,
He thought he was going to get there. Lamine was committed, muscled his way through to score his goal.
He could just tap it in, could he? He had to celebrate before he tapped it in. Extraordinary football. I was talking about the need for Barcelona to keep possession but keep passing the ball forward. Marc Cazador does exactly that. A little tussle on the halfway line. As soon as he breaks free, immediately he can see the space. He shows his quality with the pass. Dimitrovic initially does well. Good starting position for the goalkeeper. High defensive line from Espanyol. Not much pace there with Cabrera and Calero. So the goalkeeper has to be on his toes. He's unfortunate, Espanyol's unfortunate that it's a Lamine Yamal one, the quickest players for Barcelona. Goes in for the challenge there. There's no foul, both going for the ball. The ricochet falls kindly. There's no handball from Lamine Yamal. There's the celebration. And still he did it with the outside of his left foot.
That's my boy, star boy.
League goal of the season for Lamine Yamal.
I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
I love you, boy.
that has ended Espanyol's hopes
Come
of
on,
getting
boy.
anything out of this game.
Come on, boy.
Here is Lamine once again, threading it through to Frenkie de Jong. And Rashford. Beautiful. Frenkie de Jong took his time, picked out Marcus Rashford, who finds the back of the net. And it is now party time at the Camp Nou.
Well, that escalated pretty quickly, didn't it? Still waiting to see if Frenkie de Jong was in an onside position when he makes that run from deep. There doesn't appear to be any protests from Espanyol. Doesn't appear to be that VAR is going to get involved. Just excellent play from Barcelona again. To think, what, 2 minutes ago we were talking about the threat of Espanyol getting the equaliser. Turn this game around completely. Araujo with the interception. Lamine Yamal, of course, is involved. He drifts inside. It's a brilliant pass. It's a brilliant run from Frankie de Jong, who's came on and played ahead of Casido and Pedri. He doesn't panic. I think he might be looking to try and set up Pedri. And Rashford does really well to improvise. It's a really, really smart finish. He's moving away from goal. He's having to improvise because the ball is behind him. He hasn't gone for the full-blown volley on the laces and just hits it and hoping.
For the team.
He's gone for the side foot volley, back across goal, completely wrong foot to the defence and the goalkeeper.
For Rashford.
This result at the moment, the scoreline doesn't tell the story of this game, but in general terms, the whole of the game, yes, 4-1 to Barcelona is probably about right, but for 30 minutes in this second half, they've been under real pressure. It was a genuine threat from Espanyol and Barcelona dropping points.
One more goal.
There isn't now.
When you have the firepower that Barcelona have, you can get yourselves out of trouble, which is what has happened in this second half.
Give me a star bonus here.
Marcus Rashford, 6th league goal of the season. He's got 12 in all competitions for Barcelona. A decent return. And as you said, that one was exquisitely taken. 5 minutes added on.
Boys are doing well. Not that they sleep, sis. Not that they sleep. When you are playing football, what happened before? The last 20 to 30 minutes. What
Also
happened?
in conversation with the referee. And the winless streak continues for Manolo Gonzalez.
You get me, I know you get me.
Doing me maths here, looking at the league title, Barcelona can get maximum 91 points. That includes the Clásico, which means that Barcelona, 7 games left, probably need 13 points to win the title. This game was hugely important today.
Nicely gone.
They're also now on 83 goals, 84 goals for the season. See if they can hit the 100-goal mark. Yellow card shown to Urco. Goals scored at home for Barcelona, which is a pretty extraordinary record in 16 games.
Yep, 16 wins. In 3 different stadiums, which we kind of forget. They haven't always been playing in this stadium this season. It's Montjuic, the training ground, a couple of games, and various different parts of this stadium opening, so it's not been straightforward for Barcelona, but somehow in their own home fixtures this season they've been emphatic. Not so much the case in the Champions League, but in La Liga, perfect. That was a wonderful finish from Marcus Rashford. Big boost for him to score a goal, big boost for the team in general. They'll go away forgetting the half an hour that preceded these 2 goals. They'll go away from this game thinking positively, thinking that they've beaten Espanyol 4 goals to 1. Then 9 points clear of Real Madrid. Puts them in a positive frame of mind for the second leg against Atletico. But 10 minutes ago, that was under threat.
Here is Frankie de Jong. There is the cultural significance in Spain of the Manita, the 5-goal victory, scoring 5 against your opponent. Manita means little hand, a goal for each finger on the hand. Let's see if Barcelona go for a 5th here, although it sounds like the fans are pretty happy with this 4-1 scoreline. Olmo, back to Lamine Yamal, looking to drive it through. Little Mero just about clears behind, but the offside flag was up.
That's probably the last action of the game. Despondent Espanyol gave everything, particularly in the second half. They had a plan in the first half that didn't go well for them. In the second half, they made a real genuine contest of this match. It's hard to take the positives when you're on this type of losing streak.
Full time at the Camp Nou. Barcelona have beaten Espanyol by 4 goals to 1. They have won the Catalan derby. But more importantly for the Blaugrana, they have moved 9 points clear at the top of the La Liga table with just 7 matches left to play. They were made to work hard by Espanyol in the second half after Ferran Torres had given Barcelona a 2-0 lead at half-time. Lamine Yamal is the MVP of the game with 2 assists and a goal to his name. His goal, the crucial one on 87 minutes, which crushed any potential comeback for Espanyol. They have kept up their 100% record at home in La Liga, and they are getting very, very close to a successful defence of their La Liga title. It's finished at the Camp Nou. Barcelona 4, Espanyol 1.
Awesome! All right.
Ha sido penal.